As a filmmaker, this year is it's turning out to be a crazy. I think this is the year that we go back to the cinema. I think this is the year that we stop watching movies streaming wise, because a lot of the movies that are coming out are spectacles. These are movies that are worth, in my opinion, going to the cinema for. Starting off with Oppenheimer. I mean, this thing looks precious. It looks beautiful. It looks as something that is there to deliver and just for the experience. I don't think that story wise, I'm not one who particularly knows much about Oppenheimer, the person, the scientist behind that. Like, I'm not looking forward to watching his story or knowing much about him, because I don't know him and I didn't do American history for him to be someone that I know. But I know that his work and the things that he's done have reshaped how society is today. And I think this movie is important in that aspect. But I think that when Christopher Nolan made this movie, they knew what they were doing. And I think that with the way it's being promoted, the way it's being marketed, I just heard that they have 100-day theatrical run before the movie is available on digital platforms. Like, it's gonna force people to go watch it in IMAX theaters and stuff like that. And I think the experience is gonna be well worth it. I'm always afraid when there's a lot of hype behind something that you feel it'll under, it won't deliver. It'll it's an over promise, and you won't really get the delivery that you need. But because of the man behind the camera, we sort of trust in Christopher Nolan and knowing that he will deliver. And from what we've seen, from the trailers, from the interviews, from the hype, from the push behind, it's something that for me has created that desire and need of wanting to go see it. And I think that come July 23rd, when it finally comes out and we can all go watch it in the cinema, I think very few people will be disappointed. And then just when I was like, oh yeah, man, let me start saving up for my cinema ticket, and boom, a trailer drops of Napoleon. Like, I wasn't expecting this. And if you knew about it, good for you. But I wasn't expecting anything. When it comes to Joaquin Phoenix, the only thing that I thought he was working on was the second Joker. I didn't know that they were working on Napoleon, and it's directed by Ridley Scott. Like, come on, man, this is like directing royalty if you into filmmaking, and it's another big spectacle. And I think this is coming out in November. So this year is just the year. It's the year of the heavyweights. It's the year of the juggernauts. It's the year that movie making legends are made. I think this is a beautiful year to put out a movie. I think that the cinema is back. Essentially, cinema is back, and I think that these movies require you to be in a movie house, sitting with some popcorn, just embracing what you're taking in. On top of that, Martin Scorsese, Killers of the Flower Moon. Come on, man. like what more else can you ask for in such a year? And then before you even know about it, before you even breathe, Dune is coming out. Like, the anticipation, these are 4 movies that I think that are going to, I feel like, I don't know if they'll, nowadays it's all about the money, how much money you make in the box office. They'll break billions of dollars. I don't really know, like, title wise, if any of them will, in terms of, if you're looking at merchandise and stuff like that. I don't really think these are the type of movies that push those numbers, but I think these are the type of movies that, for experience wise, especially for film lovers, I think all of these movies will be phenomenal experiences, and they take us away from the typical movies that we've sort of gotten used to in the past few years, where it was all about superheroes, where it was all about these fantastical movies with great cinematography, great work, but just not good stories. Stories that make no sense, stories that are not realistic. And I think that we are now moving into a space whereby true storytelling once again gets to live, and we get to experience these things. I get it. You might say, hey, Napoleon is not a original story, but I think these are like stories that matter. These are stories that you can tell artistry. It's different from having to go watch Spider-Man, I don't know, whatever, Avengers, whatever. Right now, we're just in a period of time where proper movies, proper storytelling is going to come out. And I think 2023 serves that year. And let's not forget Barbie, man. I've been told people are having fun watching this movie. I haven't watched it yet. And, for me, movies like Barbie, movies like that, these are movies where you're like, do I really want to go to the cinema to watch this, or should I just wait for it to be available online? But with Oppenheimer, I'm 100% guaranteed I will be in visiting a cinema to watch it on the big screen, because I think that's where movies should be watched. I've tried enjoying, Netflix on the TV. I feel like Netflix, Prime, and all those guys, like, they're perfect for watching, a day in when you're not doing anything, when you're just trying to refresh or watching on your laptop. But I think there's just something that's lost from when you're in the cinema, when you're just watching a movie on the big screen. I remember watching Avatar, The Way of the Water, and there's just that experience where I feel like if I had watched the first time on my laptop, I wouldn't have enjoyed it as such. I watched Black Panther on the cinema, and I haven't watched anything ever since then, because from the trailers and the reviews and everything that I've seen, nothing has really enticed me to want to go. But the way Oppenheimer, I remember in December when they put out the first trailer, and I was like, damn, man, we have to wait 6-7 months to get to watch it, and here we are. It's fascinating how fast time has flown, and I feel this is probably, for me, gonna be the best movie just on trailers alone. I haven't watched it, so I don't know. Like I said, high expectations usually result in high disappointment, but I feel like in this instance, Mr. Nolan has something up his sleeve, and this year is just the year that we are back, baby. Cinema is back. Movies are back to being watched where they deserve to be watched, on the big screen. Let me know in the comment section, which movie do you think is gonna be the movie of the year? Which movie are you waiting for? Has the movie that you're already waiting for come out? And any recommendations? With that said, man, what a year.